guys, we are here in the fourth tutorial. This is actually the second record that I made today because I had some problem with my microphone. I actually noted that in the end of the registration it didn't record my microphone, so I went through some other little things, but I'm now going to explain what I modified and what I added. Don't worry, this is not something complicated. Just let's begin with something more easy. So I rewritten something in the socket client and in the socket server because I saw that something was not going in the correct way, in the right way. I think most probably I forgotten to write something, some little function, because I don't even know what I missed, but don't worry, in this tutorial I will attach the project file. And I know you didn't find something, I know you don't found the project file in the previous tutorials because I wanted to make a base project where you can start creating and writing, having the socket client and the socket server full working already. So sorry if I didn't upload anything, but in this tutorial you will see the project description below. So I say to you that I modified something in the socket client and the socket server. I advise you just to download the project file and just keep developing from this point using my project, because most probably if you watched my tutorials, my previous tutorials, you've wrong something as I did. So sorry for this, just download this file and start from this. So we just anyway modified the socket client, as you can see. I just modified some lines, I think, so nothing important to be talked about. And same thing in the socket server. Just watch it. You will have anyway the source below, so don't worry. And we started adding the first stuff in the client side. So just right click on the form one of the client and select view code or F7, or just double click. In the form load event, we try to connect to our socket server using the same ports defined as port as integer. So these are the first four variables we need. The first is the socket client, the second one is the host, as you can see. And someone of you asked me if this write will work outside of the local network, and I say yes. This RAT will work even outside of your network. You just need to put here your host name that you will use with no IP, dying DNS. It depends all on you. The port you need to do the port forwarding in your router on your modem. Just pointing this port to your local machine, so to your local IP. But we will not see that because we are not making a port forwarding tutorial, we're making a write tutorial. So if you need to understand how make the port forwarding, just Google it. Google is your friend. And we can proceed now, seeing that we created three functions. The first is the connected. I just put them in the socket events region. The first connected, we don't care about it for now. We made a disconnected function and we put the function to try to connect back to the client if the connection drops. So we are sure that if the implant loses the connection, it will try to reconnect back. And in the end, in the data parsing method, the function, whatever is in sub, we just try to parse the string using the same symbols, the same symbol we used for the socket server. So as you can see, when the clients connect to the socket server, I will just send a tilde, and if the clients receive the tilde, he will send the same symbol with the separator, the packet splitter, followed by the machine name and the environment username, so we can add them to our list view. And I say that we made a little mistake, but it's not a mistake at all. We just made something more uncomfortable, because we created the same project, the client project, in the same solution of the server. This is more hard to follow, because we need to see the console output of each project. So I just suggest you to move the client into another solution. You can just create a new solution in a new Visual Studio window, and then just click on New Solution, select Add, and select the existing project. By doing this, you just need to select the client project in the folder you placed it, and select the .vbprojfig file, and then you will import it in a new project, in a new window, sorry. But anyway, as I said, you will have the entire project. Maybe in the next tutorial I will make a shorter part where you can see how to move this client to the next solution. Or maybe I will just upload the sample with already the two projects separated, in order to allow you to have two different windows. Maybe I will do this. Now we can just test out the client. We don't write actually code, because I already wrote it, and this is just a break tutorial, let's call it in this way. We can just compile this. You can select from compile the solution. I think you don't see this part because I cut it off, because there are some sensitive information on the Windows, such as my real username, Microsoft account. So sorry, but you can always use CTRL+SHIFT+B to compile the entire solution, as I do. It will compile both of the solutions, both of the projects, and in the folder of the client, if you right-click on the project, you select the Open Folder in Explorer, and you see that we have this window. You just browse it to the bin debug, and you will find the exe file. Now we can run the server to test it out. As you can see, now I will run the client.exe file. Perfect. As you can see, I have here my username, my PC username, and my username, you know, and the IP that we extracted from the socket variable using our custom function. I need to tell you that our client for now tries just one time to connect back to the server, so it might crash if you don't have the server already open. This is because we need to create a timer that will loop and will try each time to connect back to the server. And this thing we will do it in the next tutorial. For now, we have the base with the client and the server that work. Both of them work finally right in the correct way. And as you see, we also have the right split function. So I think that for this tutorial is everything. We made all we need to do. Just download the project file and enjoy. And we see in the fifth tutorial. See you guys.